Borders and hedges are important landscaping tools. They can be used to accentuate features, provide separation and security. But how do you go from this to this? Hi, I'm Don, and as you would have guessed, this episode of Calyx Growing Things is about fences and hedges. This property has many different types of fences and hedges. Some came with the property, but most were established during the landscaping exercises for the grounds. However, one posed a particular challenge, and since we think many of you may have a similar problem, we have decided to share what we did in camouflaging an unsightly chain link fence and wall into a most attractive hedge. This property came with basic security chain link fencing, which we knew we would have to deal with our landscaping plan. The challenge therefore was, how do we retain the security feature of the fence, but making it more attractive so that it would enhance the appearance of the entrance of the home? The first step was to install curb blocks along the fence. The area behind the blocks was filled with a mixture of compost and topsoil to create a growing area 8 to 10 inches deep. The aim was to fully camouflage the chain link fence with bushy flowering growth and easy to maintain. We selected a combination of creepers, shrubby bushes, and ground covers that we know have vigorous growth and are hardy. We selected 3 creepers, namely garlic vine, clerodendron, and pink pandora, 2 plants that respond well to trimming, firebush, and plumbago. And the ground cover used was Tradescantia. Here are some of the features and characteristics of the plants we have chosen for this project. Garlic vine, so called because of its mild garlic fragrance. It is a vigorous climber and attaches itself via tendrils. It produces beautiful blooms year-round and likes full sunshine. The pink pandora is also another woody, vigorous climber. It produces bunches of fragrant light pink flowers throughout the year and is propagated by stem cuttings. Clerodendron, otherwise known as rice and peas, is also a vigorous woody climber. This variety produces bunches of deep red flowers throughout most of the year. It prefers full sunlight but tolerates partial shade. It also likes relatively dry conditions. Blue plumbago is a woody shrub. It likes full sunshine but tolerates drought and poor soil conditions. It propagates easily by air layering or softwood stem cutting. Firebush is a medium-sized shrub that produces brilliant orange blooms at the tips of its stems. It likes full sun and well-drained soil. It propagates easily by softwood stem cuttings. Tradescantia is a low-lying ground cover and is known by many names, including Wandering Drew, Purple Heart, and Moses in the Cradle. It prefers full sun and a well-drained soil. It spreads quickly and propagates very easily. I will now ask Thelma to explain some other details.
So just a little insight into how these plants were established. This is the firebush, and you can see, if you look closely, that from one plant, how many suckers are sent up. So that was part of the reason why we selected the firebush, because it does send out a lot of suckers and populate the area quickly. The Tradescantia in the front, it's not just for aesthetics, but putting a border plant in the front actually gives you more depth in the bed behind, because as it grows, we can top up the soil. And if you look, this is really amazing. This is the stem of one of the pink pandoras. And see the size? After, I would say this stem was the first thing planted, so it really is rather large. So don't be fooled by the nice, slim, elegant. Here's the roots. I know it's dark, you may not be able to see it, but this is where it was planted. It spread, and right now it's similar to a tree, very sturdy. And from this location, it has traveled all the way to the end of the fence, which is about 30 feet, and is growing and doing nicely. In the early stages, we had to be looping them, weaving them, as it were, through the fence. This is one of the remnants of the early ties, because to get them to go both to the front and the back, we had to be twist tying them. Here's another of the support. So you have to do some work in the early stages to get those plants, those vining plants that don't attach naturally by tendrils. We have to weave them through, and you do that when they're early, when the stems are still flexible. So all in all, the pink pandora and the plumbago, we try to plant them about 12 inches or so apart at the outset, and they sent up many suckers and have thickened up the place quite nicely. We had 2 garlic rows on this side. The trunks are not as large as the pinky, but from here it too has gone the length of the fence and have colonized. So the pinky at one side, garlic at the other initially, and over a period of the year and a half, they have gone to the respective side and have intermingled quite nicely. Because firebush really does respond very well to trimming, we concentrated the planting on this side, the location, and they were planted rather thickly here, much more thickly than the other side, probably about 6 inches apart. So they will come in very nicely.
So there you have it. The 6 plants we have chosen to transform our chain link fence. A year and a half later, they are growing nicely and make a very, very lovely statement for the entrance of the home.